So talk to your neighbor about what you noticed about that lesson and how is it different than the other two you had experienced. So what did you notice? How is that different? How is that similar to the obviously different grade level? But what did you notice? Yes?
I feel like there was another lesson and it was a quick, like you came back to something you obviously taught when you did narrative writing and you real quick connected it to what you've done before and even though it was a whole different topic and it was just a quick, like it was a mini lesson but it wasn't even a mini lesson, like it was just a quick, like don't forget you can do this in this writing too, which I think will be good as we do the lessons this year to be like, hey, guess what? I realized where we can stick this lesson in it, and be like real quick, like note.
Right.
So
Yes.
mini lesson that I
Yes.
stuck in real quick in the middle of, the Mason units.
Right.
4.
So as you're doing this, you can make notes. We're going to have a process where you can take notes as you use the lessons of where you might have revisited this and how you did it. So this was a mid-workshop teaching point, also called a mid-workshop interruption, because I had taught adjectives multiple times, and now we were just looking at what might be the purpose of adjectives in informational or research writing. So we gave it a different text type, we gave it a different context. Yes?
When you first taught adjectives, did you use that chart, you started with that chart, and then you cut that chart to refer back to it?
Yes. I started a chart and I just did a very short version of the chart just for you to see. But this is similar to in second grade there is a craft, studying the author's craft. And really what it is looking at authors as mentors. How does that author's craft affect? How can I do that in my writing? So here, this one was real specific to adjectives and nouns, but then what it tells us. And probably at the beginning, I did more of the telling them what it tells us. And this time, I asked them to pay attention to that and then make a summary statement, an overarching statement of why is that helpful, given all these things. In their making charts of what we notice authors do is in the immersion of every single K2 unit. Yes?
I liked seeing how you modeled the mid-workshop teaching point with the adjective lesson. I remember the first time I looked at the MESA lessons, these mid-workshop teaching points felt heavy to me, some of them, and I didn't quite understand how I could use that as a mid-workshop teaching point. It felt like too much content.
Okay.
But I appreciated watching you do that because now I see, well, it can be heavy content, but still tucked into the middle of a lesson and into their working. So.
Right. It's heavy content, but it's a revisit of that content.
Yeah.
And that's why as we move our mini lessons at any grade level up through the units where it starts at revision and goes to drafting and goes to notebook, or whatever way you've labeled those levels, it can be less and less. And if I have some kids that don't get this as I confer around and look in their notebooks, then I have a nice small group to call.